Welcome to FX Street. Please join us on YouTube by joining our channel and then hitting the subscribe button. I'm John and my co-host Akash is here with me. If you like what we're talking about, please follow us. We've got Akash here on Twitter at Mangieko. Did I get it right? I think I got it right that time.
Yep, you got it right.
Enough. And then myself at Just Analysis 1. We're taking a look at Cardano right now. So it's in a bearish pennant inside the cloud, which again, the cloud is where everything bad that has ever existed or thought up exists. That is where the cloud is. That's where Cardano's at. So it's inside this bearish pennant. It's having some difficulty breaking out above it. Just like all of the other cryptocurrencies that we've looked at so far today in our series, there's a couple conditions that need to be made on Cardano's chart within the Ichimoku system that are necessary to confirm a new bullish expansion phase. And when I say bullish expansion phase, I'm not talking about a 5 or 10% gain. I'm talking about an expansion phase that brings it beyond its all-time highs and brings it over to new all-time highs, roughly in that $5.30 range. But in order for that to occur, we need to get the close, which is where we're currently at. We need to get that above the cloud, and we need to get the lagging span, which is the same value above the candlesticks. So the lagging span and the current close right now are sitting at 223. And in order to convert this into that full-blown bull market, it needs to move higher, and we need to get a close roughly at 266. So the lagging span needs to move from 223 and then close at 226, and so does the current close here of Cardano needs to move from 223 up to 266. If that occurs, then we should have a pretty good beginning of a new expansion phase. Now, there is some inherent issue here with the condition of the price of the price chart and the composite index. This is a condition that is present on nearly every cryptocurrency that we've analyzed this morning. It's hidden bearish divergence, which is a warning sign that the current bullish upswing may be false and that it could terminate. So in order to invalidate, at least for Cardano, in order to invalidate any near-term bearish divergence, it really does need to not only push to 266, but it needs to push a close above it needs to close at $3 in order to invalidate it. That's not extremely necessary, but it is something that personally I would like to see to confirm, that there's not a lot stopping it. From a point and figure perspective, it's very mixed. I mean, on the 2 cent, $3, 2 cent, $3 reversal chart, we need it to return to 234, and then that would break a double top, but also it would break the bear trend angle here and convert into a bull market on that point and figure chart. There is some threat that there is some type of bullish fake out set up here. If it returns down to 215, that'd be the break of a triple bottom that could trigger some downside pressure. But additionally, on the weekly chart, we are still below the trend line of this rising wedge pattern. And this is the chart that has me a little nervous because, we're flattened out a lot weekly here on the RSI, and the composite index has dipped down below, and price action generally lags whatever the composite index is doing by 1 to 2 periods. So according to the weekly chart, the downside move here hasn't started yet and still has some room to move lower, which I would anticipate is limited to that $2 range. But for right now, momentum strong across the board, and I would expect Cardano to follow what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing, and that does it for me on Cardano. I'm going to turn it over to Akash.
Awesome. You almost explained what I was my technical analysis. You covered everything.
And that does it for us on Cardano, everybody.
Right. So basically, I'm just going to reiterate what you just mentioned. Cardano is forming a pennant. Theoretical targets puts it at 62 fib, which is roughly 2.65. And Jonathan also mentioned that we need to close about 2.65 to see any kind of real strength. But honestly, it all comes down to close above $3, right? Excuse me. So this is really important, right? From an on-chain perspective, as you can see, the upside is limited up to 2.45 rough, and even if you like extend it, it could probably go up to 2.53. This is and also an important thing to mention here is that it is finally going around like and flipping this major chunk of out of the money investors to investors that are like at least break even or profitable right now, right? So once we do this, I think a breakout above the pennant could see Cardano rally up to 2.38, 2.40, probably even retest the 2.5 level here. So for now, if Bitcoin continues to go to 53K, then I'm expecting Cardano to rise at least 12%, retest the 50 fib. But anything beyond this would be like temporary, at least for me on Cardano, and considering the on-chain metrics. But other than that, nothing else. Like Jonathan already mentioned, there's a bearish divergence, a hidden bearish divergence is already being formed because RSI is forming higher highs and the price is forming lower lows, right? So that could be a possibility that play out. And like very loosely, this is also forming a continuation pattern, a bearish pennant. So we could see that play out. And if it does, let me just quickly, that would be a 35% downswing, right? And Jonathan is not really enjoying this TA right now. In that case, we could probably go down to 1.45. Yeah, that's like a really good support.
It'd be like people who treat cryptocurrencies like sports teams. Whenever somebody says something bearish, it's like, "Oh, you suck. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, blah 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 blah. How can you see the downside? Blah blah blah
Exactly.
blah."
Right. So yeah, I think this is also a possibility that you kind of do not need to ignore. Uh, if this run up that you see on BTC right now is a fake out and like it's just to lure people who want to long anything above 50K, then I think uh, you'll be in for a rude awakening. But yeah,
I will say though that although I'm a perma bull when it comes
Mhm.
to things like Cardano, uh, as a perma bull and as like having an investment mindset with Cardano, I personally love when there are sell-offs of Cardano. I have a long-term outlook, so anytime there is some type of sell-off, I get really excited. It's like I get excited like when my wife likes to go shopping for sales on stuff. I get super excited whenever there's a huge discount on Cardano. So I love lower prices for Cardano. I'd love it. It's awesome.
That's just how you, maybe it's a coping mechanism, but cool. Whatever makes you sleep at night, Jonathan. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that's it for Cardano, right? So there's either a 17% upswing or like to an extreme, it's like a 36% downswing, right? That is it